Hey, what's up guys? It's Pixelated-TEDAPO-LLOSVE. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys are doing well, and we are back playing Third Age Reforged. I know it's been a very long time since the last Third Age upload. I am very sorry about that, but in case you didn't know, I was on a mini vacation. It was about 5-6 days. It was really fun. Jackie Fish, he flew over from the UK and we hung out. It was his first time in the United States. Also, it was the first time meeting face to face, and I just showed him around town. We watched some Lord of the Rings. It was really fun. I had a blast. I am a little sad that it's over. You know, it was a very nice, refreshing break. And it goes by so fast. So Jackie Fish, she's actually flying back home right now. At the time of this recording, he's in the air going back to the UK. So yeah, anyways, my point here is that I made a bunch of videos before my break. Unfortunately, at the time of when I was just making a ton of videos, I did not have any Third Age, so that is why you did not see a Third Age battle for about a week. And it was just a week, guys. It was like the end of the world for some of you. It was a vocal minority. Most of you guys are pretty cool and collective about it, but it was just non-stop, like, where's Third Age? Where's Third Age? Emails asking about Third Age. Oh my god, Third Age. Well, we're back. I'm a little rusty. I need to get back into the YouTube grind, back into the flow of things. But we are back with more Third Age, and this is just a little battle to hold you over. I'm still not perfectly back into the flow. I think I'm going to continue to take the weekend off a little bit, and then starting Monday, we'll really have some epic battles. We've got some cool stuff, not just in Third Age, but we got some great stuff from other mods as well, so get ready for that. And of course, we will have more Third Age custom scenarios coming out very soon. So hold on to your butts, because it's going to be a fantastic show. Okay, so let's get started here with this battle. Oh man, I'm so rusty. So we'll look at this side here. I'm commanding the Dwarves, and I got some harad mercenaries to support me against to help me in the war against the Elves. So the Elves, they are being led by Sin of the Dark Cloud. We got these Sylvan Elves, and supporting the Sylvan Elves, we have Dale, commanded by Miles the Deceiver, and of course, helping me as Harad, we have, let's see, here he is. You got Cannon Fodder. So he's moving up his force. It's a little river crossing battle at the Anduin. It's going to be a good show here. Let's look at the army comps and then get this one started. So starting with my force, I've got 2 units of the Khazad Sentries. They're going to be really great at holding choke points, so that's great to have them on the battlefield. I've got 4 units of the Khazad Warriors. These are fairly new units, so I'm pretty excited to show them off. They look really cool. And then back here, I've got 2 units of the Khazad-dûm Reclaimers, which is a excellent melee slash axe throwing unit. They're really cool, really tough. And then here's my general. It's the Dwarven Nobleman. And then I've got 2 units of Hammers of Gundabad. So they look awesome. I do have some archers over on the flank. I've got 2 units of the Khazad Orc Hunters, which look really cool. They got a composite bow. They are not wearing helmets, which is cool. I like seeing the nice dwarven faces. And then the final little force of mine, I have the Black Lock Engineers. I have 2 of them, which is a very deadly crossbow unit, so I gotta use them pretty aggressively, get some nice AP damage. Let's now move on to my ally, which again is Cannon Fodder. He's bringing the Belagir Footman, which is a solid spear unit, so he's got a couple units charging forward. Oh, by the way, I also have some War Goats, just a heads up. I got 2 units of War Goats. And then he has some Muhad Tribesmen, and he's got about 4 units of this very elite archer unit, which I have no idea how to pronounce. I'm not going to even try. Or I think he's got about 1 or 2 units. And then he's got the Castamir's Rangers, which look really cool, and they're very tough. Good bow unit right there. And more Muhad Tribesmen. He also has some cav units in the back here. He's got more forces. He's got some Southron pikemen, so he's going to have a couple pike units to help me hold strategic choke points. He does have some heavy infantry, very excellent heavy infantry. And here is his cav, which is the Serpent Bodyguard. And I'm pretty sure he's got more cav units laying around the battlefield, which we will see later on in the fight. Okay, so Dale here. Now, Dale has some some elven archers in his army. This is a unit called the Avari Elder Archers. Now, technically, they're not part of Dale, but what happened here is that they're in the process of making a new faction, which is the Vale of Darwinian, I think is, or not Darwinian, that's Darwin. Dorwin, I think is it? Okay, sorry, I'm butchering these names. But they just decided to add it to Dale's faction. So this is like a sneak peek to the new faction coming out soon. So yeah, they're very cool. Avari, not Arverni. Avari Elder Archer's got 2 units here. He's got 2 more units over on this side, which are already releasing some arrows. He's also got some Royal Guard in the back, and he has some Barding Herd for infantry. For cav, he's got a lot of heavy cav. He's got the Earls, which is an excellent unit. He's also got 2 of the heavy Horse Guard units, which I don't know how to pronounce. And then he's got some Dale Swordsmen for his infantry. More infantry back here. He's got the Dale Swordmasters. And he's also got the Avari Elder Pikemen, which looks stunning. Look at those pikes. I mean, that is a terrifying looking blade. That is so long and it looks very sharp. And here's another Dale Swordsman unit. Let's move on to the next army, which of course is the Sylvan Elves commanded by Sin of the Dark Cloud. It is a very small but elite army. He's got the Elder King's Guard, which is part of this very fancy moose/stag type unit. And then he's got the Elder Pathfinders. So, yeah, the rest of the heavy cav. So he's got about 4 cav total. The rest of his army, very elite, very tough. He's got a couple units of the Elder Palace Guard, which is a beastly infantry. He also has the Elder Royal Council, which is a very nice /infantry/archer unit. And then back here, he's got some heavy Elven Swordsmen, so about 2 units of them. And really, that's pretty much it. I mean, he's got a lot more archers. So here's more Royal Guard. I think he's got 2 more of the Royal Guard. And then he has some Elven Archers, about 3 units of the Elven Archers. So that's it for his forces. We're now lining up, getting ready for battle. I've got my crossbows ready to release the first volley and start this fight. And there you have it, guys. There you have it. The Blacklock Engineers letting loose some bolts, taking out some of these Elven Archers from the Vale of Dorwinian. I think that's it, Dorwinian. I was calling it Darwinian. I don't know what I was talking about. So it's a pretty tough fight. And also, my ally, Cannon Fodder, he's moving up his spearmen, which are just absolutely getting butchered right now. I do have some of my pikes. We got our armies split up. We're trying to support each other in the choke points. This is going to be really challenging, guys. I mean, this is just perfect for Elven factions and really strong archer-focused factions. Because in these kind of river battles, it's very choke pointy, and it's all about having great terrain and having great archer support. If you got that archer support, you're going to be able to chew up armies from very far away, and it's going to be pretty difficult playing as the Dwarves in this this situation. We do have the Casimir's Chosen, some heavy infantry lining up from Cannon Fodder. I also have my Khazad sentries that are going to be supporting that swordsman unit. The archers from the Elves, look at that. Look how far back they are. That is insane. That is an insane amount of, just the distance is ridiculous. So they've got a great spot right there, great position. He is setting up some swordsmen though. He's not going to sit back and just fire us to death. He wants to bring this fight. He's going to be aggressive and try to take this little land bridge and bring the fight over to our side, which is great to see, especially being as the Dwarves where I rely heavily on infantry. I'm now moving up my Orc Hunters. It's pretty obvious that I need to send up more archer support. My crossbows are still holding position. I'm now sending over one of my crossbows. I'm keeping one back over here to support my ally, and hopefully we can win this little skirmish phase, because over on the other side against the Sylvan Elves, it's not looking great. It's looking pretty tough because of those archers. Okay, so here we have it, guys. Here we go. The Elven Swordsman about to charge into the Casimir's Chosen, who have formed shield wall, getting ready for impact. Here comes the first charge, guys. Excellent. Blades going in. My pikes are trying to get in formation. They're a little bit too slow to form up, but they're still going to be in range to help protect the swordsmen and take on the elven blades. So the great struggle for this land bridge is underway. The arrows are now going to just fly on in and start. Look at that. Look at the elf just getting butchered. These poor pikemen do not have good protection against arrows. They don't have any shields. I mean, they got pretty solid chainmail and, you know, a nice helmet and stuff. But, yeah, they're not holding up at all. And look at the shields here. This is awesome. The harad shields, Castimir's chosen. I love the new units in Reforged. I also forgot to mention this. Dang it. I want to mention it a little bit earlier, but Reforged has now been released, and you guys can now download it. There's links down below. There's a tutorial. There's a link to the download link, and there is a Discord chat server where you can chat with other players. If you're looking for players to play this mod, use that Discord chat server. So you'll meet lots of great, you know, you'll meet some friends. You'll meet some new people, play some battles is what I'm trying to say. So check it out, guys. It's all down below. I'll be sure to, I'll leave a comment so everyone can see it. I meant to say it in the intro, but I didn't. Oh well, what can you do? But here comes my pikes. They're now moving on into the front line and just trying to dodge all the arrows coming down. It's just a real mess over here. I'm setting up more of my forces. I do have my warriors pushing forward, which are getting suppressed right now. My war goats are getting suppressed as well, so I'm going to fall them back, get into a better position. I don't want to lose them to arrows like that. It's just disaster. But my infantry, they're going to stay in shield wall. My archers are still trying to fire back at the elven archers, who have a very nice location here. We've got 3 of his archers on this flank, and then 3 of the archers over on this flank. Over on this side, it's a little bit slower paced battle. The skirmish is still going on, but I think so far Dale is losing this skirmish. Amazingly enough, even though he has the extra elven archer support, we are winning this fight. It's actually quite close, but I like my chances. I like our chances. So he's got the Naru Royal Archers. He's got the Royal Archers. We're going to stick to that. Yeah, he's doing great with these Royal Archers. They're very tough. It seems like their armor is just pretty solid. I mean, there's a lot of dead soldiers here, but this skirmish has been going on for a pretty long time. I mean, he's got 100 men, which is pretty great. And if we look at the casualties on this side, they're getting butchered over here. They're down to 67. All right, so let's head back this way, where I'm now committing in some of my Khazad warriors. Oh yeah, charging in, getting their axes wet, getting some elven blood on their axes. So is a dwarven favorite. So we are pushing back the elves. You can see their numbers are crumbling. And also I noticed that they're focusing all of their infantry on this side. So I felt like this would be a perfect opportunity to get aggressive. You guys know me. I do aggressive things. Sometimes they work out, sometimes they don't. This is one of those times, well, I'm not going to tell you, but it could be crazy awesome. But I see there's a big opening here. His infantry is no longer here, so this is now or never. I'm going to charge in my war goats, and they're gonna get their horns wet, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to try to charge in, get a good charge. Unfortunately, he does have some palace guard close by. I need to keep pushing, try to close the gap. He's just firing down all of his arrows as humanly possible, or elvenly possible. And my war goats are so close to the front line. Let's see, will I get a good charge? I will get a decent charge. I silence some of the archers. And the palace guard also close in onto my war goats. But that's it, guys. That is it from my cav charge. It was a risky decision, but it was a bad decision. It was not a good idea. Just my cav is getting butchered, and you can see most of them. This is just a graveyard right here. Most of the goats cut down from the arrows. I should have known better. I mean, I just felt like as the dwarves, I didn't really have the archers to fight them off in a skirmish fight. My infantry is doing great, But now that my cav is dead, he now has the opportunity. Sin of the Dark Cloud, he doesn't have to worry about my cav anymore. So he's going to be able to charge through the gap here, get behind my forces. So he's going to give me a taste of my own medicine. But my medicine, you know, like, didn't really help, if you know what I mean. Like, you get what I'm saying. Like, the cav charge was an awful idea. Don't be super aggressive against archers. It was bad. But now he's going to be able to charge in, wreak some havoc on my back dwarven lines. And it's not like I can really do the same thing. I don't really have a lot of archers. I do have some reserves. I've got the hammers of Gundabad. But again, they're infantry. They're going to have a tough time trying to chase down these pathfinders. So they're going to run around, cause some issues. Back here, the skirmish still rages on. Wages on. Still going on. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, the fight's still, it's still going on. So we'll head back here. We'll head back here where he's committing more and more of his pathfinders, going through the gaps. I'm trying to close in my infantry, trying to prevent him from, oh, that was a good charge from my hammers there. So got a bunch of his pathfinders. Also, my ally, very smart decision here from Cannon Fodder, sending in his Serpent Bodyguard, trying to contain the Elven Cav before they cause too many issues and get too many charges into my my infantry. Come on, take him out, hammers. Oh, he got out. Curses. So he's going to try to establish a battle line over on this flank. I'm going to fall back. At this point, I'm just like, what can you do against such reckless arrows? I mean, I really don't know what to do because they seem impossible to fight. So I just decided to ignore them at this point. I have too much to worry about. He's got his cav causing a lot of issues in the back line. So I need to fall back my infantry. I'm also focusing a lot of my archers. Instead of killing the elven archers, I'm going after the elven heavy cav, trying to soften up their numbers. Here we go. Here's the Serpent Bodyguard. The general moving in of Harad, which he needs to be careful. He doesn't want to get outnumbered here. You don't want to lose your general so early on. So a nice cav battle going on here. The Pathfinders have met their match. I've got, oh nice, I've got my Khazad-dûm Reclaimers throwing their axes. Sin of the Dark Cloud, he's going to charge in his Pathfinders. But I'm going to stand my ground, dang it. I'm going to stand my ground. Come on, Khazad-dûm Reclaimers, start throwing your axes, man. I know you got plenty. They're going to disengage. I now got my general. So this is just a mess, guys. I mean, this is just a nasty mess. Thankfully, we break one of his units, a unit of like 20 plus, which is a great win right there. But we still have a lot of units to take care of. I have no longer have a battle line. I'm trying to form up as quickly as possible, as dwarvenly possible, if you know what I mean, which is pretty possible. But my Reclaimers, they're throwing their axes, which looks so cool. They're getting great hits too. We killed a lot of his cav. Now his infantry is really pushing on the center flank. Royal Guard from Cannon Fodder helping me hold back these elves against the Palace Guard. It's always a great matchup when you got two guard units going at it. My hammers of Gundabad, and I do have the Khazad warriors. They're pretty healthy numbers, but they got to deal with the constant hammer and anvil charges from the Elder Pathfinders of the Elves. Yeah, they're doing a great job really helping out the Palace Guard break through this infantry. And I got nothing. I mean, I'm trying to quickly send my Khazad-dûm Reclaimers, but I mostly have infantry. I mean, Dwarves are a very slow-moving army, even though Dwarves are natural sprinters. But the Reclaimers are going to get in position because they're pretty good at killing that cav, you know, from afar, as long as they don't get charged. But the Elves decided to disengage. He does not like that situation. He realizes that I'm reclaiming, get it? The Reclaimers here. Reclaiming my territory, and I'm going to be able to hold this position, but at what cost, guys? I mean, look at all these arrows. Let's see what's going on the other side here. Okay, nothing much. The skirmish is still going on. There's a lot of dead Haradrim. It's got the Hashari Shadows, which is a really cool, like, assassin archer unit. Oh, we do have a charge. Dale has decided to push forward. We got 2 units of Dale's swordsmen, which is not the greatest unit, but, you know, it's heavy infantry, and you should never take it lightly. And my ally, well, he's got a small resistant force here. They lost a lot in the skirmish, but it should be enough to take on the Dale swordsmen. Archers are now focusing their fire. Here comes a charge from Dale right into the front lines. And then the other unit's about to get charged here. It's a very thin line, but they should hold for at least a little bit. Now he's charging in some of his royal archers. The Haradrim move in against Dale's infantry. Next, you know, a nice little support there. He should probably send more infantry, though. I don't know how long he's going to be able to hold. And the Dwarves are now victorious. At least, well, I wouldn't say victorious, but we held them back. We're killing one of their palace guard. I'm moving up my archers to continue to skirmish the enemy back. I'm just praying. At this point, I'm praying that he uses up all his ammo, which I don't think he has. I have most of my reserves way back here, trying to stay out of range of those archers. My general, he's pushing forward. And we do have the Corsair Blackguards, which is a really cool, like, infantry slash javelin unit. So they're pretty versatile. So we'll head back over to this fight. Which, by the way, guys, let me show you the Trollmen of Harad. These guys look way different. Look at the mask they're wearing. That is really cool. Like, it's a subtle but awesome upgrade. I think that looks awesome. So great job there from Sin of the Dark Cloud, Kuru Guru Chan, or Chan. Now Dale is making a great maneuver. I think Cannon was busy focusing on the fight against the Elves, so Dale was able to sneak around some Dale swordsmen. And he's going to be able to flank around this force that is holding back a pretty large force of swordsmen. So yeah, here comes the flank. They're going to be able to get behind a lot of the Trollmen of Harad, and they're going to turn their angle. They're going to turn and face Harad, who's holding back the masses. And here comes the charge, guys. There it comes. So a great charge into the back lines. Dale moving forward with their barding herd. So unfortunately, he is surrounded. He does have some of his elite archers firing at the flank of Dale, who are completely exposed to the flank. I mean, this was a great move from Miles the Deceiver, but now his flank is exposed, which is, I would make this move. This is a great decision. Even though he might lose a lot of infantry to archers over here, he could just send some cav. He's got a lot of reserve cav back here, which he could use very aggressively to try to get through the gaps here. But again, maybe he learned from my mistake when I tried to do that, a little bit earlier on in the battle, and my cav got butchered. Maybe he's afraid of the same thing, where the Haradrim archers could just butcher them as they tried to advance. But thankfully, look at that! They are just dropping, guys, dropping, because we got the Muhad tribesmen using their great javelins. I moved over some of my Khazad-dûm reclaimers. This is where in the fight I realized that I was not going to beat the Elves alone. There was no way I was going to be able to hold them back with my force. So my strategy here was to send what I have left of my army, which is really not much. Most of them were killed by elven arrows. Send them over to this side, because I was feeling pretty good with the fight against Dale. And if we can defeat Dale before the Elves can get around and support them, then we can, obviously we'll take out one army at a time and use our numbers. They may outnumber us, but as a whole, we outnumber them, if you get what I'm saying. So that was our strategy. Let's defeat Dale, and then we can defeat the Elves. So the Trollmen, they're holding the center position. You can see more and more javelins flying in, just butchering this spearman unit. And Dale is on the run. The flanks are being reclaimed by Harad, and with the support of my dwarves, we are pushing back Dale. Here comes the Trollmen of Harad. Push them back, boys. Push them back. A nice push to reclaim this river. Here comes his footman. He's got some spears. We're really, really trying to make a great push here. trying to quickly break him so we can get to what's left of his army, which is really not much. He's got some Barding Herd, he has some Dale Swordsmasters, and the Avari Elder Pikemen. He does have the heavy cav that I mentioned earlier, which could be a big issue because we really don't have that much cav. There they go. His men are starting to break. Oh yeah, they are breaking, so we're going to push right past them. Go for the great Dwarven / Haradrim push to seal the deal. If you look at the balance of power, it's pretty even. 64% of our troops have been killed. 62% of their troops have been killed. Now we've got a small fight. I did leave behind a couple troops to try to slow down these elves here. So we're taking on the Palace Guard. I've got my Khazad warriors mixed in with some hammerers of Gundabad holding back these elves. Also, we've got my ally Cannon Fodder pushing up some Southron pikemen. But these Pathfinders are going to be a huge issue. Also, way back here, I forgot to mention this, but Sin of the Dark Cloud, he was trying to sneak over some Pathfinders, and Cannon Fodder very wisely used his Serpent Bodyguard and butchered them. And since he was so focused on microing in the front line, he didn't even realize his little hidden cav unit was getting killed there. So that was an excellent move by Cannon Fodder. Here comes the pikes. We're going to get a nice pike for spear engagement. Unfortunately, the arrows are making this very difficult. Extremely difficult. Okay, so now we finally push through. We're about to engage the Barding Herd. My dwarves are right behind with our great axes. Oh, here comes the heavy infantry. They have finally been activated. They're doing a flanking charge on the Trollmen of Harad and just butchering that unit. That was so tough to watch. It's just we did not bring enough cav to deal with all this heavy cav, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. We just got to keep pushing. Just got to try to take out this heavy infantry. Got to push them back. So I'm moving up my Khazad-dûm Reclaimers. They've got about half ammo at this point. They still have a solid amount. So I'm going to help out my ally who's having a tough time against the Barding Herd, which is a really defensive. It's a tough unit to break. So there they go. They're getting ready to throw their axes. They're going to aim it up a little bit. A little bit here. There they go. Finally throwing into the ranks. And oh geez, here comes more heavy cav. Going after some of my dwarves who are making their last minute throws. Now switching to the great big axes and taking on the earls. And they also have the support, nice support of the Muhad tribesmen. Excellent volley there. That was gorgeous. So they're falling back. The infantry fight is still waging on. We have some Royal Guard charging in. They're done firing their arrows. They're going to engage the Trollmen of Harad. Oh, we got more, I think some archers. Yeah, some archers going into the fight. So Dale hanging on for dear life. And it's 76 to now 69%. So they're starting to get a little bit of an advantage here. Words are hard. It's been a long day. But yeah, the cav charge this is one of the major factors on why we're losing pretty quickly percentage-wise. I mean, it was so even. It was like 2% 5 minutes ago. Now it's 8% difference, and it's because of the constant cycle charges from the great heavy cav. And what can you do against such reckless hate? I mean, yeah, if you don't have cav to try to contain the enemy cav, your infantry is just going to be very vulnerable and just going to have to suffer the wrath of the heavy cav. All right, let's see what's happening here. He's got his archers. He's got his Corsair Blackguards. This is the full-on invasion, full-on engagement against Dale. Now my general is joining the fight. You can see Dale is charging down. My ally decided to do a tactical retreat because he has to protect the flank. We got to defeat Dale before the elves show up, or we will lose this battle. This is a major strategy here that we have to pull off if we're going to be able to achieve victory. So the general holding strong, outnumbered but not outmatched. We also have a little flank here from the Trollmen of Harad supporting my Dwarves. Fight it out, boys. Fight it out. There's some more archers moving in. They're going to try to flank around the Trollmen. I do have some Khazad-dûm Reclaimers, which I'm going to outflank that flank, which is originally flanking the Barding Herd. Lots of flanks going on, guys. So they're going to use up their axes before they engage. They're going to try to soften up the enemy. Here comes my General's Bodyguard, a much-needed cav support unit. So we're going to be able to somewhat contain the enemy cav. There they go, doing another cycle charge. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh, this is not good. The Elven archers are in range and now putting down suppressing fire. They also have their Pathfinders trying to rip through the Haradrim lines, which are protecting the very flank of our assault. This is a thin layer of men, but they must stand their ground. Nice volley support there from the Blackguard, or the Corsair Blackguards. There we go. Here comes the charge from the Elves. That was glorious. So the Elves move it in. And the Blackguard getting ready their javelins. Let's see if they can get another volley there. It might be because the ally forces are too close. Uh-oh. This is not good. Oh, we killed the general. Yes, we killed Dale's general, which is a huge, that is a huge step to victory, because hopefully the rest of the Dalian army breaks. There goes another volley. Oh, nice. Good throw. Going after the horse guard. We're charging in, about to do another cycle charge. Hold the back lines. Come on, cannon fodder. You can do this. A very close battle. 92% of us have been killed, though. I still think we can win it because the Elves, they don't really have a lot of troops. Remember, they brought a lot of elite units. They've used up most of their ammo. So again, if we can just kill Dale, we can focus our attention and kill the Elves. Dwarven noblemen. There's my general. He's all bloodied up. He's got a great war hammer, ready to crush some elven skulls. The Pathfinders, they've ripped a hole into our defenses, and the floodgates have opened. The infantry can no longer hold on. And now things are looking very worrisome. Very rough. 95 to 80%. We are going to need a chain route right here from Dale. We're going to need a miracle. The Earl's coming in with a very deadly charge into the backs of the Blackguard, who are surrounded right now. And my Dwarves are about to be surrounded, and the battle is coming to a close. I think it's pretty obvious here that my Dwarven force is not going to be able to withstand what's left of Dale and the Elves, and my ally is getting close to losing all of his troops as well. And this battle is coming to a close. My Dwarves, though, they're standing their ground. They're getting a lot of kills on the horse guard. But I don't know if it's going to be enough. I mean, it's pretty obvious it's not going to be enough. Here comes the Pathfinders. They might as well just surround my Dwarves. Dwarves surrounded. We do have some fighting up here, but it's really not much. My Reclaimers are getting chewed up, getting butchered. And now my Dwarves make the final stand. My General is somewhere in the mix here. I can't really see him. There he is. There he is. Look at him. Let's see how many kills he can get from here on. We saw him get 1 kill. He's taking on some Dale Swordmasters. And he's fighting some heavy cav. Not a good situation. Come on, shake it off, man. Get 1 more kill before the end of this fight. Do it. Do it for America. Well, he's still in the, he's not dead. The Cav is leaving this engagement. The Elves are oh, there he goes. He's dead. He got like 1 kill while we were watching him. So that's it for my Dwarven forces. That's pretty much it for Harad. And that is going to be a very obvious defeat. Well, it was pretty close. It was a struggle, but it just wasn't going to be enough. I am down to 1 unit. Actually, 1 soldier, to be more exact. I've got the Kazakh Orc Hunters, or Hunter, I should say. There goes my allies general. But dang it, he's gonna stand his ground. This is pretty goofy, but he pushes forward, and I'm just gonna try to get as many kills as possible before I surrender here. Or I'm not gonna surrender. I'm gonna stand my dang ground, a damn ground. Here comes the cab charge. And you're dead. Rest in peace, sweet prince. You will be remembered. You tried. At least you didn't run away and surrender. You stood your ground and you fought. And now we're going to look at the army comps. And you will see here that I did not do well. Now, to be fair, Sin of the Dark Cloud, one of the creators, he's in this game, creators of this mod, said that the dwarves do need some buffing. So, you know, I was playing at a little disadvantage there, but really for these river, I didn't really know it was a river crossing battle. I mean, I knew the map was the Anduin River, but I thought it was going to have some pretty open playing field. But no, it's mostly river crossing. I just didn't bring enough archers and cav. I think if I did that, I would have done a lot better. Got really aggressive, and it just didn't pay off. Cannon Fodder did excellent. He did a great job getting 1,538 kills, 255 prisoners captured. That push, we almost did it, guys. I mean, if we took out Dale a little bit quicker, then we would be able to hold back the Elves and focus all of our men against the Elves. It would have been, I'm not saying we would have won, you know, for sure, but it would have been a little bit closer. Sin of the Dark Cloud getting the most kills. His Elves just butchered my Dwarves. There was nowhere to run. They had such great reach. Elves are nasty in this mod. You got to be careful. And then Miles the Deceiver also doing a great job getting 1,712 kills. So let's look at the stats here. Who did the best? 138, my Dwarven Nobleman. That's my general unit. And yeah, that's going to be the best. My archers just not doing enough. I mean, they just got cut down so quickly by the elven archers, the enemy skirmishers. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Again, I'm going to have some pretty cool battles coming out next couple weeks. Of course, Rise of Mordor. We're going to have some pretty cool scenarios, so look out for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe for more epic battles. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.